Hey guys, what up? Total Control 871 chiming in with the latest edition of the lane control controversy update, Egg Harbor Township. Alright, what you're looking at right now, it is a printout. This is a Supreme Court case, Polzo versus Essex County. What this basically talks about, we have see, I'll show you. First of all, court was adjourned today. Once again, all systems were locked and loaded, ready to go on my own. Mark Stein decided not to represent me. There were financial issues because the tickets are rolling in, and well, I could barely afford them as it was. So yeah, court's been adjourned. I don't know what the new date will be, but when I find out, I'll definitely let you know. This is a court case that a fellow cyclist that is an attorney let me know about. This is, I'm trying to get this for you. These are the presiding justices. If I'm not mistaken, the presiding judge was Justice Albin, and Chief Justice Rabner, and Justice Long, and Justice no, I think they weren't in on the dissent, but anyway, let's let me see. Yeah, we'll go straight to the meat and potatoes. All right, so here we are. You guys can, of course, you know, it's online. You can find it. I will read it for you. This is part. Hold on a second. Just had to make sure I was still recording. Alright, we've got part 6A. By the way, first let me orientate you on this case. What's going on here is that Mr. and Mrs. Polzo Khan, they are cyclists, and they were riding their bicycles in Essex County. They were experienced cyclists, things of the sort like that. Mrs. Polzo Khan hit a defect in the road, a depression, and unfortunately she lost her life. It was a massive head trauma. If I'm not mistaken, I think she languished for a while. You know, she was on life support for almost a month, I think. Importance of wearing a helmet, although she did have a helmet on, and it's true, helmets won't be able to save you every single time. The point. This is a case that has to do with liability, wrongful death, things of the sort like that. What the Supreme Court justices were ruling here is that the County of Essex, State of New Jersey, cannot possibly monitor on a continuing, ongoing basis every single stretch of road that's out there. The State of New Jersey cannot hold your hand when you ride your bicycles in the road. When you do this, you have to be able to make these kinds of decisions for yourself. Two things that are very important that this Supreme Court ruling has done. The first thing is that it says that the shoulder is not part of the road, and that the second thing is that it is up to the cyclist. Basically, it's reaffirming what Title 39 414 has said all along, that the cyclist must make a practicable decision for their own safety. But enough of me. Let me just read this to you. This is part 6. All right. Even looking at evidence, get it closer. I'm getting old and blind. Even looking at the evidence as we must, in the light most favorable to the plaintiff, Mr. Polzo, we cannot conclude that the county was on either actual or constructive notice of dangerous conditions on the shoulder of Parsonage Road where it happened. We accept plaintiff's argument that the nature and scope of the depression was no different on the day of the accident, August 18, 2001, than it was on July 6, 2001, the day the county road crew repaired potholes on Parsonage Hill Road, because Essex County was able to prove that, yes, we do have people, we have a system, we have a department that goes out and does road repair. So we do have that, but we just simply can't, have these people out every single day looking for every last single, imperfection and road hazard. Thus, the question really boils down to whether the county, 5 weeks before the accident, should have discovered the 2-foot wide depression on the shoulder of the road that reached a maximum depth of 1 1/2 inches and diameter, that it was a dangerous condition that created a reasonably foreseeable risk of death. And it gives the statute here, NJSA 5942. Next page. Let's see. Come on, get it together. It goes on to read and say, in deciding that question, we begin with some basic principles of law governing our roadways. The roadway, pay close attention to this part now. The roadway is that portion of a highway ordinarily used for vehicular travel, whereas the shoulder is that portion of the highway exclusive of and bordering the roadway, designed for emergency use but not ordinarily to be used for vehicular travel. Let's see. It gives off some statutes there. The shoulder is not designed nor constructed for general traffic use, but is rather for emergency uses, such as parking of vehicles disabled or otherwise. So, I have heard this before from the cycling community, that whether there's a shoulder there or not, the shoulder is not part of the road, and that cyclists belong in the road, and the road is the road, not the shoulder. I am not that finicky. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are cyclists out there that they're anti-segregationists. They don't want to partake in any form of segregated cycling. No bike lanes, no bike paths. I am not one of those cyclists. I am not here to advocate for a bicycle taking the lane and maintaining it indefinitely. I just need temporary lane control to momentarily move past the hazardous condition of no shoulder. The shoulder that is deemed not part of the road and deemed not to be used for any form of travel. True fact. Alright, where am I? Okay. A vehicle is defined as every vehicle. Come on. I need my glasses. I don't have my glasses. Oh, come on. Alright, here we go. I'll just jump down to this part. A bicycle, excuse me, a bicycle rider on a roadway is vested with all the rights and duties applicable to the driver of a vehicle under Title 39, Chapter 4 of the Motor Vehicle Division Code, Title 39, 414. Under the Motor Vehicle Code, every person operating a bicycle under the roadway is required to ride as near to the right as practicable. You know, once again, saying the same thing again. Indeed, a bicycle rider is directed to ride to the furthest right-hand side of the roadway. Roadway, not shoulder. And we've already established what is road and what is not road. The roadway, not on the roadway. That's what it says. I'm going to read the sentence again. Bicyclists do not have special privileges on a road's shoulder. Indeed, a bicycle rider is directed to ride on the furthest right-hand side of the roadway, not the roadway shoulder. Supreme Court saying this now. The Motor Vehicle Code does not designate the roadway shoulder as a bicycle lane. So, shoulders are not bicycle lanes and not intended for a bicycle's use. Title 39-414 says as far to the right is practicable. And nowhere it does in that law does it say anything about a curb, right side of lane. It doesn't say that. It says as far to the right is practicable. And that it's for a cyclist. You know, that's basically what this whole thing went on to say. You know, definitely my deepest condolences to Mr. Polzo. You know, it's sad how he lost his wife like that. But what the Supreme Court is ruling that nobody can foresee every last single imperfection on the road. And what if you go on to read this thing in its full, it goes on to talk about how basically counties, states, municipalities, they'd go bankrupt. They would absolutely go bankrupt, paying out for every last single cyclist that crashed and skinned its knee and could prove that there was a crack, gravel. You know, the lawsuits would be endless. So a precedent had to be set, a line drawn, and that is cyclists. We cyclists are responsible for ourselves. We have to make a practicable, learned, informed decision about where it is to be on the road, how far to the right. You know, we have to, we're responsible. Nobody's going to hold our hands, you know. So, this is what the Supreme Court says. And this is what I'm working with, people. So, let's see. Anything else going on? So we've got a bit of a reprieve. Hold on a second. Gotta see how far I'm at here. All right, I'm at 12 minutes and change. I got limited memory as always. So yeah, it's a bit of a reprieve. Also, oh yeah, before I forget, in very surprising fashion, while I was going through the security check-in point at the courthouse today, apparently it was Lieutenant Romantino, Mark Romantino. He was working the check-in, and well, we got to talking, and talking about bicycle safety and things like that. And apparently Lieutenant Romantino extended an invitation to me to participate in the Police Athletic League's bicycle educational training. I'm a little, number one, I'm flattered. Number two, I suppose I'm also excited about educating and shaping young minds as for how to ride a bicycle in a safe, practicable fashion, in a fashion that will definitely keep them safe, communicating with traffic, hand signals, all of the appropriate gear and attire on your person and on the bicycle, and of course a safety check of the bicycle. So yeah, all of that, you know, that definitely has me somewhat excited. I don't know if such a thing is going to go through, because I'm a little confused. I am being dragged into court for what tantamounts a bad, an alleged bad, unsafe cyclist, yet I'm being extended an invitation to work the Police Athletic League's bicycle educational program. I don't know. I'm confused on that, but I'll put that on the back burner of my mind. It is something nice to look forward to. I'll say that. Something to think of other than some more dark things, But anyway, so I've got a brief reprieve. I don't know when the new court date will be in. I'm looking forward to finally getting my rights to the road, The traffic tickets, they're still rolling in. I know there was an Egg Harbor Township police officer lingering behind me today, and I was using lane control. I most certainly was on the same portion of Route 40 Tilton Road, the same intersection. I'm sorry, it's inundated with construction. The sides of the road are not safe, and I need to be able to sort myself into the correct directional lane of travel, and I need to do that sooner rather than later to be safe and predictable. All right, I don't know. So I said all that because there might be more tickets coming. I really don't know. I don't know if the cops are going to be stopping me anymore, if they're just going to be putting it in the mail. I really don't know. But either way, the tickets, old and new, they're being bundled into one. And so, what can I say? I'm really hoping that Polzo v. Essex County will drive home the importance of lane control, the importance of cyclists making learned decisions for ourselves about our own safety. I guess I'm beginning to feel, although I don't have a stance on abortion one way or the other. I can see both sides of the argument, but I will say this. I think I can maybe understand what women feel like when Trump's all-white, male, wealthy, billionaire panel go to craft a women's health care, affordable health care. When these wealthy white men go to craft, health care reform, how women are not even on the panel or taken into account. This is how I feel. Cyclists, vehicular cyclists, and our needs, they're not being taken into account. Once again, you're making these outsider observations and judgments. These police officers are making these determinations. All right, I'll be the one to tell you when you can use lane control and when you can't, like Officer Devlin did with Lieutenant Romantino. I'll be the one to make that decision for you, buddy. It's just like a wealthy white man saying to these women for, Planned Parenthood, all right, girly, I'll be the one to tell you when you get something and when you don't, okay? I'll be the one to tell you. So, this is what I'm dealing with. That's it for now. This is going to take a minute to upload, and more videos are coming, and right now this is the update. Alright guys, Total Control 871.